Welcome to the Micro and Small Business Mastery, the podcast, where we help you navigate the ins and outs of running your micro and small businesses, providing actionable insights and strategies to thrive. I am Dr. Karen Lowe, founder of Epigram Consulting Services. Please like, subscribe, and share to help us get the word out about building great micro and small businesses. This podcast is all about helping new and existing small business owners master the essential skills needed to build and grow successful businesses. Today, we are diving into a topic that is absolutely crucial for every business owner, whether you are just starting or you have been in the game for a while: managing cash flow effectively. Cash flow is the lifeblood of your business and a struggle for most. Without proper understanding and management, even a profitable business can run into trouble. So in this episode, we will break down what cash flow is, how to manage it effectively, why it is important for your business's success and profitability. And as always, we will include some practical steps and examples you could start using today.
Let's go.
First things first. What is cash flow? Cash flow, in simple terms, is the movement of money in and out of your business. It is the cash flowing in from customers who pay for your products or services, and the cash flowing out when you pay bills, salaries, rent, and other expenses. There are two main types of cash flow. Positive cash flow, where more money is coming into your business than going out. For example, if you run a small bakery and sell $5,000 worth of goods this month, but only spend $3,000 on ingredients, wages, and rent, you have a positive cash flow. On the other hand, negative cash flow is where more money is going out than coming in. Using the bakery example again, if you only bring in $3,000 this month, but still need to cover $4,000 in expenses, you are running a negative cash flow. Understanding these basics is key because cash flow is different from profit. Profit is what remains after all your expenses are deducted from revenue. Cash flow, on the other hand, focuses on when the cash is coming in and going out, helping ensure you have enough money available to cover your immediate needs. Managing cash flow effectively is crucial for several reasons. And remember, no matter how small you think your business is now, these concepts are important for now and for later. Number one, ensures business continuity. If you can manage cash flow well, you ensure that you have the money to cover your day-to-day expenses. Let us say you own a clothing boutique and rent is due next week. Proper cash flow management will ensure you have enough cash set aside to make that payment, even if your sales have slowed down for a week. Number two, prevent debt accumulation. By managing cash flow, you can avoid borrowing money to cover short-term cash shortages. For example, if you foresee a slow sales month for your landscaping business, you can delay purchasing new equipment or cut back on unnecessary expenses to avoid taking out a loan. Number three, supports growth. Healthy cash flow allows you to invest in your business. Maybe you want to hire an additional team member for your hair salon, or you're looking to expand your restaurant's menu. With positive cash flow, these opportunities become realistic and manageable. Number four and final for this section, improves financial stability. By tracking your cash flow, you can anticipate financial challenges before they become serious problems. This can be particularly helpful during seasonal slowdowns. For example, if you own an ice cream shop, you know that winter months might bring in less revenue. Planning ahead with cash flow management can prevent you from scrambling to make payments during those slow months. Now that we understand what cash flow is and why it is important, let us look at some specific techniques you can use to manage it effectively. I will also include some real-world examples to help illustrate how these techniques work. The 4 techniques we will discuss are: create a cash flow forecast, implement strong invoicing practices, control your expenses, and build a cash reserve. The first technique, create a cash flow forecast. So a cash flow forecast helps you anticipate your cash needs by estimating your inflows and outflows over a specific period, typically a month, a quarter, or a year. Now, how do you create a cash flow forecast? First, list your expected cash inflows. For example, if you own a small cafe, your inflows could be sales from coffee, pastries, catering services, or any other additional streams of revenue. Number 2, list your expected cash outflows. This includes rent, salaries, inventory purchases, utilities, and any other regular payments. For example, your cafe might have a $2,000 rent payment due on the 1st of every month. Number 3, calculate your net cash flow. So this means subtracting your total outflows from your total inflows. If you expect to bring in $10,000 in a month and spend $7,000 on expenses, your net cash flow is $3,000. Finally, for how to create a cash flow forecast, review and adjust regularly. Your forecast should be updated every month. For example, let us say you get an unexpected catering gig that increases your inflows by $2,000. You would adjust your forecast accordingly. Let us look at an example of how to use cash flow forecast. So a small retail store might predict $20,000 in sales in December, but also anticipate higher inventory costs because of the holiday season. By forecasting this, the store can prepare by ordering inventory early and negotiating better terms with suppliers, ensuring cash is available for those purchases without taking a debt. Now, by forecasting your cash flow, you can make smarter decisions about spending, saving, and planning for growth. This reduces the risk of surprises and ensures you have enough cash to invest in profitable opportunities, contributing directly to your business's long-term profitability. The second technique is implement strong invoicing practices. Late payments from clients can create serious cash flow problems. This is especially common for service-based businesses. Having a robust invoicing system can help ensure you get paid on time. How to implement strong invoicing practices. 1. Invoice promptly. If you are a freelance graphic designer, invoice as soon as the job is complete. The quicker you invoice, the faster you get paid. Number 2, set clear payment terms. Ensure your clients know when payment is due. For example, you could implement a net 15 policy, meaning clients must pay within 15 days of receiving the invoice. Number 3, follow up on overdue invoices. If a client is late, send a friendly reminder. A home repair business, for example, could send out reminder emails a week after payment is due. Offer multiple payment options. The more ways clients can pay, the quicker they will. Offering online payment methods like PayPal or credit card payments for a small consulting business can speed up the cash flow. Let us look at an example of the importance of implementing strong invoicing practices. Let us say you are running a small event planning business. You complete an event and send out an invoice right away. By setting a clear due date and offering the option to pay electronically, you get paid within a week instead of waiting 30 or more days. This keeps your cash flow steady, helping cover upcoming expenses like venue deposits or supplies for future events. Getting paid faster improves cash flow, which means your business can meet its obligations, avoid taking on short-term debt, and keep more of your revenue in the business. This ultimately boosts your profitability. The third technique in managing your cash flow effectively is to control your expenses. Keeping your expenses in check is essential to maintaining a healthy cash flow. It is all about managing what you spend so that it doesn't exceed what you are bringing in. Now, how do you control your expenses? Number one, review your expenses regularly. Go through your monthly expenditures and see where you can cut costs. For example, if you are a photographer looking at subscriptions for editing software, are there cheaper or more efficient options available? Number two, negotiate with suppliers. If you run a local restaurant, for example, try negotiating with your food supplier for a better deal on bulk purchases or long-term contracts. Number three, implement a budget. Set spending limits on categories like marketing, supplies, or travel. For example, if you run a small construction business, you could allocate $500 a month for tools and supplies, making sure you stick to that amount. Number four, limit unnecessary expenses. Perhaps you have been spending on subscriptions or services you do not need. For example, a marketing agency could decide to downgrade from an expensive CRM software to a more affordable yet functional option. Here is an example of the importance of controlling your expenses. Take a small boutique that has been ordering too much inventory every season. After reviewing expenses, the owner notices that a portion of the inventory isn't selling. By cutting back on unnecessary purchases and focusing on more popular items, the boutique can reduce wasteful spending and improve cash flow. When you control your expenses, more of your revenue can be reinvested in the business or saved for future use. This leads to better cash flow and higher profitability, ensuring your business remains financially healthy. The final technique for managing cash flow effectively is to build a cash reserve. A cash reserve acts as a financial buffer for your business. This cushion can help you cover unexpected expenses or survive during slow periods. Now, how do you build a cash reserve, you ask? Number one, set a target amount. Aim to save enough to cover 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. For example, if your monthly expenses are $5,000, try to save at least $15,000 or more over time, not in one go. And you achieve this by doing number two, save regularly. Even if it is a small amount, put money aside every month. For example, if you run an e-commerce store, you could set aside 5% of your monthly revenue into a separate account for your cash reserve. Final number three, keep it separate. Make sure this money is accessible in an emergency, but not too easy to dip into for everyday expenses. For example, a mobile mechanic could create a separate savings account just for emergency funds. An example of the importance of building a cash reserve. A freelance web developer might have a particularly slow period during the winter months. By having built up cash reserve during busier seasons, they can continue paying for necessary tools, software, and marketing while waiting for new contracts. With a cash reserve in place, your business can navigate unexpected challenges without the need to take on debt or sacrifice important investments. This stability ensures your profitability remains intact even during rough patches. Now that we have covered the basics of managing your cash flow effectively, it is time for you to take action. Start by reviewing your current cash flow situation. Are you consistently monitoring your inflows and outflows? Do you have a cash flow forecast in place? If not, now is a perfect time to start. Implement some of the techniques we discussed in this episode and see how they can improve your financial stability and set your business up for long-term success. Remember, managing cash flow is not a one-time task. It is an ongoing process that requires regular attention. Make it a habit, and your business will be much more resilient to the ups and downs that every entrepreneur faces. Thank you for tuning in to the Micro and Small Business Mastery, the podcast. If you found this episode helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. And if you have not already done so, click the notification button for twice weekly content. We post on Mondays and Thursdays each week. If you have any questions or want to share your experiences with managing cash flow effectively, please leave a comment below or email us. Your feedback helps us create more valuable content for you and others. Your feedback and insights are always welcome. Also, what topics would you like me to discuss in the future? How can I help you? Epigram Consulting Services offers business coaching, strategy consulting, marketing solutions, and much more. You can always contact us if you need more practical solutions for your business. See our website details in the description below and in our bio. We are also on all social media platforms. Thank you so much for staying with me. Continue creating your business masterpiece.